Hey beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel. So ladies and gentlemen, hookup culture. Yes, that's what we're going to talk about today. Uncomfortable topic, isn't it? Yes, I know, I understand. But sometimes we have to discuss and talk about those uncomfortable situations, right? So what do you think about this whole hookup situation thing? What do you think about the hookup culture? And first of all, what does it truly mean? For me, this means sleeping with someone without truly knowing them and not being in a relationship or dating. So this could be sleeping with someone only once, that is one night stand, or it will also be friends with benefits, where you sleep with someone without any emotional connection, either once or several times. Now, does this hooking up situation affect men too? Because for sure it affects a lot of women. Now, I googled and I'm going to read something I found on Quora. Is that how it's pronounced? I don't know. I'm going to just read it for you. So someone asked, is it hard to live as a bachelor your whole life? And then this guy answered, yes, it is. And this has over 1 million views. Anyway, so he answered, yes, it is. And it sucks more and more as you get older. Speaking as a single 54-year-old man who has never been married, I can tell you that being alone as you get older is scary and unpleasant proposition. Now, it's relatively easy to find anyone to marry, but it's not just as easy as grabbing the first available woman who will have you and tying the knot. As you get older, you become more aware and sure of your values and what you want. If you're not careful, you become inflexible and unable to negotiate those values. How true is that, guys? For a long time, while they were changing diapers and coaching little leagues, I was practicing for triathlons, traveling the world, doing whatever activity struck my fancy, and drove expensive cars. They were the winners in the long run. Yes, some, perhaps many of them divorced, but they still love their families and children. They experienced the joy of transferring their knowledge and love to another generation of themselves, not strangers, and they formed intimate bonds with someone special that exceed mere friendship. I don't regret the good times I had or the adventures of exciting romantic rendezvous. Did I pronounce it well? A rendezvous? Okay, but I think all those things pale in comparison to sharing consistent, cohesive moments with someone you build a future with and plan to grow old with and do. In addition, the silence of being alone is deafening. The silence of being alone is deafening. You can fill your hours with activities, reading, volunteering, and more, but coming home to an empty house and wondering who will find you if you die alone in the middle of the night, and who will even care, is one of the most pathetic fears of an aging bachelor's life. I still live in hope that somewhere out there is the love of my life, waiting to be discovered somehow. But it's with increasing fear and doubt that hope is threatening. So guys, now, I don't even know what to say. So I will say, yes, it does affect men, but in the long run, later on, as they age, it's when they start realizing, oh, what I did before wasn't as good as I thought it was, to my own understanding. Men, tell me in the description below if that's the case, because I know when men are young, they do this more. Actually, more men than women are more into hooking up than women. Now, before we even go further, I am in no way trying to slut shame anyone. Your body is your body and you can do whatever you want with it, whatever you think is right for you, and whatever you feel comfortable doing, then do it. And if you feel that this video is not meant for you, kindly you can stop watching from here on. We all know that there are a lot of disadvantages when it comes to hooking up. There are a lot of disadvantages, and in most cases, ladies get affected more than men. We see that this could affect men in the long run, but a lady could be affected even in early age. I think men drastically reduce their standards when it comes to casual sex. Please, if I'm wrong, I am sorry, but that's what I think. And whereas ladies, they really have to have a connection with someone before they even get down to that business. And that is, like I said, yes, there are some ladies who get down without even having any emotional connection, but a big number of ladies will only sleep with a man if they feel something, and if they feel like they can build something with this man. And I think that's the mistake we ladies make. We only sleep with someone thinking that they will change their mind in the long run, but they don't. Yes, I say that a lot of ladies only sleep with someone when they feel something for them, when they feel that there's a connection there. But a lot of ladies too find themselves participating in this hookup culture situation because of the outside noise, because it has become the norm nowadays, because of the pressure, they find themselves participating in this situation. They end up lying to themselves and convincing themselves that getting intimate like that means nothing to them, just because you're listening to the society that tells you it's okay, it's fine to sleep around and it doesn't carry any emotional weight. But don't forget that as a lady, it's very easy for you to develop feelings. But that's just one disadvantage that carries more weight on ladies than men, I think. But what about the feeling of emptiness? Because I for sure know that not only ladies experience this, but also men. You get intimate with someone that you don't know that well, you sleep around with someone that you don't know that well, and then what happens after? You're sleeping with someone that you can't have a constructive conversation with, someone that you can't lean on, someone that you can't get vulnerable with. Because why do you want to have this conversation with me? We are nothing but we meet when we want, when we want only one thing. The only thing that's connecting us is only that. And when that one thing is done, then we are also done. You can have a lot of fun with a lot of people, but what about having fun with someone that you can also have a meaningful conversation with? What about that? So what about attachment problems? Hooking up all the time makes you get used to having it your way whenever you want, and once something is not fitting you exactly what you want, then you break it up. You're so used to having it your way. So when something is not fitting you exactly what you want, you break it up. And in most cases, it's always once you see an attachment, either you see the other person is getting too attached, or you feel like you're developing feelings, something that makes you feel uncomfortable because you've programmed yourself to getting used only to this hooking up situation. And so you're so comfortable with this that you don't want to experience something else. Once you get something real, you get scared. You get scared because you're not used to this. You have not accepted yourself. You've not allowed yourself to experience this. So once you have something meaningful, something real, you get so scared and you break it up. So what about STIs? What about all the sicknesses that come with this situation? And I know some people are responsible, but I also know that most people aren't. And I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but you never know if you're the only person involved that this person is involved with, and you can't ask because they owe you no explanation. You meet, you do your thing, and everybody goes their separate ways until next time or until never. Try telling someone to go get tested before you even do anything. Try tell them that. Try ask them that. Some of them, they will not even wait for you to ask the second time. You will not hear of them or from them again. Some will try to beg you and convince you that it's okay, there are so many other ways, and once they see that you are adamant about that, they just vanish, Yes, some of them may go ahead and do it, but most of them will run away. Trust me, try that. Until you step out and want something meaningful, you won't really realize how deep this is until you really, really want something meaningful. Anyway, let's listen to this next clip and then we'll continue.
There's psychological needs that are just as valuable and important as physical needs. Like, we know we have needs for nutrients, we know we have needs for water. We have needs psychological for all sorts of different things. Our communities are incredibly important. Love is incredibly important. Family is incredibly important. I know some people that are older men that have been bachelors their whole lives, and they're childless, and now they don't have a deep connection with anybody, and they get to this very weird, strange place where they're like, is this it? Now I'm 70 years old, and I've never really had children, and I don't know what to do, and this is my life now. And they've all their friends have had families now, and their families, a lot of times the kids are grown up, and it becomes very, very strange.
Listen, if you know in your heart you're not built for casual sex and you want something meaningful, then don't do it, because it will affect you in a major, major way. And don't tell me that you're doing that to figure out if someone is dating potential. How do you know that someone is dating potential if you've just kept them in a box and you're trying to figure them out based on only one thing, just a quarter of who they are? You don't even know them. You've not even bothered to know them. You're trying to judge them, based on only hooking up with them. How? You're talking to someone today, you start talking to someone today, and you want to figure them out tomorrow by hooking up with them tomorrow. Why are you not then talking to them today and proposing to them tomorrow? If then you would have then figured them out. Why? You see, it doesn't even make sense. You can go on several dates with someone without even sleeping with them. Speak to them, listen to them, understand them, understand each other. That way you're getting to see if you want to continue dating with this person, or you see a relationship with this person, or you even see marriage with this person. Date with intention. Don't just date out of boredom. Date with intention. I definitely don't think that dating apps are in any way responsible for this hookup culture, this hookup situation. I don't think they are responsible for that. Because as long as you truly know what you want, nothing and no one will force you to do something or have something that you don't want to. No one. Unless you are 50-50, Nothing will sway you from your decision and what you truly want. Especially ladies, you are able to control the narrative. You choose what you want, and you are allowed to say no. If you don't want something, say no, and nobody will force you to do anything. I always say, sieve accordingly, because guess what? Others will also sieve you accordingly. So sieve mercilessly, thinking at that moment, think about you and what you want. Don't settle for nothing when you can have everything, you know? And be careful who you surround yourself with. Just know that the right person will come and you won't have to lower your standards. So that's it for today's topic, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.